Yeah, the Bible was written by Jews. They were not trying to create a new religion. They were trying to steer other Jews into their belief system under the Jewish order, under Jewish law. They believed that and this is how Midrash works, right? Now we're Biblesplaining. This is how the Midrash works. It's a debate. They were contributing to the Jewish debate about what being a Jew properly was. Jews largely rejected this because, let's be honest now, for all of the televangelists out there talking about the Jesus predictions, literally none of the predictions about the Messiah match up with Jesus. Literally fucking none. If anybody out there comes and comes to you and says they predicted Jesus in Isaiah and Daniel and Jeremiah, no, they fucking didn't. No, they didn't. They predicted a Messiah. They predicted a warrior Messiah. They predicted someone who'd come in and overthrow the shackles of an oppressive government. And Jesus did literally fucking none of that. He actually said, submit to your oppressors. He did the opposite. He did the opposite. What the gospel's purpose and the following purpose of Acts and James actually did was they said, look, we know Jesus didn't say what you expected, but this is what was meant. And here's how it works. Okay? So they're trying to convince Jews, except for John and Luke. No, mostly Luke. Luke is trying to convince Gentiles, but mostly Matthew, Mark, and part of John is aimed at Jews to say, look, this follows in with the Jewish tradition. Luke is like, look, fuck the Jews. I got Gentiles here wanting in, and this Jesus guy says Gentiles get in, even though he didn't. Jesus was a racist. Make no mistake, Jesus is a flawed human, just like the rest of us. He's a racist. Look at the story of the Samaritan woman. He calls her a fucking dog. That's not cute. Lots of televangelists and other prosperity preachers want to apologize for Jesus being a racist, but Jesus was a fucking racist. He's a human. He's like, look, bitch, you're a dog, bitch, female dog, right? You don't get to slurp up scraps from the master. You don't get to be fed from the master. And she's like, look, even I will lick up the cummies from the master's table. And Jesus is like, you know what? Good fucking point. Good fucking point. And he changes his reaction, but both Jesus and the disciples' initial reaction is racist. Because Jesus was a racist. He was a product of Jewish tradition at the time. Stop making Jesus more than he was. He's just a guy. He's a guy. He's a human. That's the best part of God, is that he comes down as a flawed fucking human. All this shit about Jesus not being sinful, of course he was sinful. Of course he was sinful. That means that we as sinners get to identify with God. Because we're flawed and we're broken. God damn it. Here you have me. I will Biblesplain the shit out of you if you ask me to. Jesus is not this vaunted, venerated figure. Just because he's God. When God comes down as a human, he's a broke piece of shit just like the rest of us. We're all racist. We're all problematic. We all do sins just like Jesus did. And the Jews actually acknowledge that if you pay attention. You pay attention. Listen, Jesus disrespects his own goddamn mom at the dinner at Cana. Mary's like, hey, they're out of wine. They're out of liquor. Fix the liquor. And he's like, woman, you dumb bitch. I'm not ready for this. It's not my time yet. But he also respects his mom like a good boy. And he says, okay, bring me water. And I'm going to make it wine. I'm going to make it not only wine, I'm going to make it get you drunk as fuck. Because that's the best wine that's out there. Listen, if I'm going to come in the jars, it's going to be the good shit. Okay? This is Jesus. He's humble as shit. He's just like you and me. Anybody who tries to put... God damn it, I've drank too much. Anybody who tries to put Jesus on a pedestal above you is literally fucking wrong. Jesus was without sin. No. Jesus is more than human. No. That's what makes it important, and that's what makes it matter, is that Jesus wasn't above us, and he wasn't above our shitty pettiness. He's just a guy. The guy at the bar is Jesus. They tell us this over and over. Over and over. The guy that you encounter, the homeless guy, the bar guy, the racist guy, the shitty SJW, they're all literally Jesus. Same guy. That's why you got to treat him as Jesus, because if you don't, you're an asshole that goes to hell or whatever. I don't actually believe that, but that's what they say. It's the worst of us put into practice and shown that the worst of us isn't that bad. It isn't that bad. Anyway, this is not the story for Biblesplaining.